Hey, what's up, everyone? It is time for our football recruiting report with Otis Kirk. And of course, we're going to start things off with a guy who keeps changing his decision date, Cameron Ball. What can you tell us about that?
New week, new time, new date. Still a great player, though.
Yeah.
Cameron is from Atlanta Tri-Cities High School. 6'5", 300-pound defensive tackle. We've talked about him probably nearly every week on here. But he's a great player, and he's Arkansas's leader. He was originally going to commit on September the 22nd, his dad's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
He's changed it to to February on signing day. Now he's backed up to December the 16th, and it's going to be at the school theater. And I still think there's a lot of schools coming in on him, Tara, obviously. I mean, they're going to keep coming in on him. Mm-hmm. But he had narrowed it down to 5 back a few months ago. And I still think it's Arkansas or Georgia Tech for him. Now, it's going to hurt Arkansas that he's not here to see it, like get an official visit. Mm-hmm. But that's not something they can't overcome. I think they will overcome it. But he's really excited about the season they're having. He's one kid and if you're going to impress somebody, that's a good one to impress, because he knows Sam Pittman, and he knows, I believe it was Jimmy Smith was the other coach. Maybe it was, I don't think it was Coach Pound. I think it was Jimmy Smith. He told me that he was familiar with those two. Sam was one of them, from their days at Georgia, but and of course, Jimmy was a great high school coach down in that area, and then went to college, and now he's at Arkansas. But he, like I've said, I honestly, and this is my opinion, I think he's the number one recruit left on Arkansas's board who's uncommitted. Mm-hmm. And if they can get him, you've got Jonathan Marshall, you've got other kids, Isaiah. Kelly in there. You've got kids in there. You got Isaiah Nichols will come back. But you've got, Jonathan Marshall is a senior. And so you're going to need someone there to step into that spot. And he's a good one to step in there, although obviously seniors could come back technically. So everything, it's 2020. Anything can happen. This kid may land on the moon on December the 16th. He may commit to the sun or something. Who knows? But no, I mean, seriously, I think it's Arkansas or Georgia Tech.
Well, speaking of dates being pushed back, it looks like the recruiting restrictions are being pushed back once again to April 15th. Jeez.
Yeah, and I was going to kind of lead into that, and I got ahead of myself there on Cameron Ball. Because I think some kids, here's what I think, some kids were holding out thinking that they might get an official visit in January. Mm-hmm. And so I think you'll start seeing more kids announce like Cameron is, because now they're getting ready to find out this week that they can't take an official in January. And so, yeah, that's playing into it, Tara. Yeah. And it's the same. But one thing I will say about this, and I hear people talking about this all the time and debating it, but I will say this: everybody's playing under the same rules. Now, it does hurt, like if you're not in a big metro area where kids have been there and easily access can take an official. Well, they can't take an unofficial visit, but they can go visit. I mean, there's been kids. I mean, Coley was up in Arkansas a few weeks ago. Kids can come and visit. They just can't be official visitors of the school, unofficials or whatever. But they can still. And if you live in a metro area where kids can do that pretty easily, that would help you. But other than that, technically, everybody's playing under the same rule on this. So yeah, it's unfortunate. You're going to have schools signing kids that the coaches have never met them. Yeah. You're going to have kids going to schools that have never met the coaches. The parents have never met the coach in person. It's all been Zoom. And, but hey, like I said, the biggest thing, I'm not trying to just keep repeating myself, but the biggest thing is people are grappling about this, but everybody is playing on the same rules. So if it's, so that helps in that sense.
Well, let's talk about a big game that's coming up this weekend between Maumelle and Wynn. It's a pretty big showdown.
Yeah, that's a big five. I was going to say 4A. Actually, that's a 5A game. Wynn is undefeated. They're 9-0. Maumelle is 6-2. Wynn got a bye Friday night. Maumelle beat Nettleton 19-7. We're talking about 3 Arkansas targets in this game. Terry Wells was the first commitment in the class of 2021 for Sam Pittman. From Wynn, he committed on February the 1st. Never will forget it. It was at a junior day, and he came out. He said he was committed to Arkansas. So, Terry is a 6'5", 306 offensive lineman. I mean, kind of he's the kind of kid that you can plug in there and get a lot of good work from. He was just coming off of a great performance at a combine in San Antonio when Arkansas. Everybody, everybody started offering him at that time, and so. But Terry was a great pickup for the Hogs. He's in that game. He's helped them get to 9-0. Andrew Chamblee is an offensive lineman, about 6'7", 300, give or take. He's 2022, and then Nico DeVille, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. But anyway, Nico is a star. I mean, both those kids are. I saw both those at the Monster Camp that I went to back, what was that, in June, I think it was.
Yeah.
I went to the only camp I got to go to this summer, and boy, they were two of the best players there. I saw Nico at 6'5", 275 pounds, run about a 4.9 laser out there on the 40. I knew about Chamblee. I knew him well. I knew about Nico, but I didn't realize he was really that big, that fast, that good. Mm-hmm. Both of them are the real deals. I mean, they're 4-star recruits, and Arkansas really needs to land both of those kids. So that will be a great game. It's at Wynn. So if you're over in Eastern Arkansas or even in Memphis area, if you're a Razorback fan and you want to see a good high school game, that's a game to see. It's just unbelievable the talent that those two teams have. But, like I said, Wynn is 9-0, so they're very good for a reason. But Maumelle started out pretty good. And I'll tell you, the problem with Maumelle, too, has been they've fought COVID this whole time. They've missed several games, 2 or 3 games along the way because of COVID. So, and they've had players in and out. So they fought that battle, too. But this should be a good game. Wynn will be hard to beat. It's at their place. They're undefeated. But, we'll see how it turns out. That's why you play the game.
Well, lastly, I want to talk to you about Cole Carson. He's an O-lineman, and he actually had a pretty special guest at his game recently.
Yeah, you guys probably need to fire me. I can't say it. I mean, he's seen all the recruits. This guy's a machine. True. I'm joking. I need to follow him around, I guess. But no, Keenan is the man. I know he saw Jaden Wilson while he was down there, too. This kid but Cole Carson has, in seriousness, he's 6'5" and about 290 pounds. He committed to Arkansas pretty early. Also, he was at that second junior day they had. I think it was March 7th, March the 8th, whatever that Saturday was. Cole was up here, just a country kid that gets out there, plays both ways. But hey, he's used to. This is the kid that's hauled hay, worked in farm the whole off season. So playing both ways on Friday night, so nothing for him, But he twice this season. They're 7-3, and twice he's been named the Ford Built Tough Lineman of the Week for Class 2A in Texas. Wow. They won the playoff game. They faced Crawford, I believe it is this. I think it's Friday night, the schedule showed Friday night, but it showed their game was Friday. And so I don't know if it's Thursday or Friday, but the schedule officially shows Friday. But those schedules this time of year, just like couple of weeks ago, we showed Heavener was on Friday, but it was actually played on a Thursday. It got changed. So right now, everything with COVID, 2020, the playoffs, everything's getting changed around, and it can get changed at the last second. So tentatively, I guess they'll play Friday night. But Cole is, he told me this was going to be a pretty good team, Tara. He told me they'd have a chance to compete for a state championship. And so they're playing. I don't know if they're going to win a state, but they're definitely somebody that won a playoff game, and now they're getting another round. But by the way, Cole will play offense at Arkansas. We talked about playing both ways down there. Mm-hmm. He's targeted to play. He and Terry Wells and Devin Manuel will be the offensive linemen in this class. They might add another one. Sam likes offensive linemen like Harold Horton like linebackers. So you don't never count him out on the offensive lineman. Sam sees an offensive lineman, his eyes light up. I remember Harold Horton used to do that with linebackers. Tim Horton once told me that Harold would sign 25 linebackers in one class if they'd let him. But anyway.
All right. Well, Otis Kirk, thanks so much for your time and, of course, all of your insight on our football recruiting report. Yeah. We'll look forward to talking to you again next week.
Okay. Thanks, Tara.
Thanks.